The first one, so I'm gonna continue playing more. This will be my second official run through the entire game. So, to continue on, I believe the second Bell of Awakening is down, which means I'll have to head to the catacombs. But we're gonna stop off and do some other stuff before we head down to the catacombs, including the elevator that I talked about at the end of the last live stream. If you want to see some more of the series, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below so that you know when I'm live or when I post. If you really want to know, it'll send you a notification if you hit the bell. And you can choose live streams, uploads, or whatever type of frequency that you want for notifications. We're not going up very far. We're only going up to here. Now, once we get over to here... Oh, there's a nice mark that tells us... Well, it says rolling. You can do it without rolling, too. You can also jump. And I'm going to actually attempt the jump method of this. I got it. So there is an area down there that we'll be going to later, but I want to start by going up here. It's a little finicky, evidently. There we go. So up here we go. I talked about that we'd be returning to the area that we saw first. I'll have to get that item later too, but we'll get them on the way back down. The way that you do that, to return to the beginning area, you come up here to the nest, and you can see curl up like a ball. And you do. Nothing instantly happens, but then it applies a cutscene that will take us back. If we just wait here. With the eggs. There. Done. And here we are, back where the beginning area was. So the difference this time around is the fact that there's new enemies, and the enemies are much stronger than the first time we were here. You're technically supposed to return here later in the game. Yikes, just about died there. Let's not die right away. I was supposed to be far enough back that that didn't hit me. There we go. Let them all group together, and once they swing, I can... and slash through them all. There we go. That's a little smoother. Good job, straight ahead. So, I'm actually not gonna fall here right away. If you walk across the main center, it will fall in, and you'll automatically be locked into a boss fight that I don't want to do right away. So we're gonna avoid it. Ow, I tried to dodge that. It's okay. This fire will make sure that they go away. So, if you remember, we talked to an NPC at the beginning in this area, and I'm gonna go back and find him for a second time. Evidently the gate's over here. My bad. That's the way down. So I need the gate up, which is right around here. Ba-da-doo. We're gonna go on a little walk. There it is. Up. Hi. So, as you can see, he tried to attack me. When a person dies in this world, they become hollow, or like a zombie, but they basically keep all of their fighting strength. And so, we're gonna have to actually defeat this knight in order for him not to be dangerous anymore. Which isn't exactly easy at our level, but it should give us a nice amount of souls and or an item that may be nice. The backstabs are always really helpful because they do major damage and knock them down so that you can get an extra strike in. Oof. Let's... Should be just enough time. Now we're in a wider area, so it'll be easier to dodge anyway. Really see the backstab instead of it going off screen. should have... Why wasn't that a backstab? Come on. That totally should have been a backstab too. So you can't use the bonfire when there's an enemy too close to it. This is gonna be a kind of a tedious battle since I'm underleveled for this, but it's gonna go my way. I'm cautious. I say in confidence as I nearly die. Got him. I used a drop strike, which did some more damage because of the how far down I dropped. We got the crest shield, which I don't remember if that's great or not, but we're gonna check it out. 62, and its weight is less than what my current shield is. So yes, this is better. We can actually see that the Shield of a Nameless Knight, likely highly ranked Knight of Astora, one of the enchanted blue shields, the crest shield greatly reduces magic damage, which our other shield doesn't exactly do that. He was laying here when we originally saw him. So yeah, dead. Officially. We technically, I don't think, have the key to go to the area that I want to go to yet. I'll go up and try. Might as well take a look at it and then I can come back down if we actually don't have the key. Ow. I think we have to defeat the boss to get the key, which isn't really a big deal, but it's going to be tricky with only 5 Estus boss. That's fine. I can come back down to the place where the bonfire is if I can't unlock this door yet. I will take a shot at the boss. I don't think I'll beat it at this point, but I wanted that shield. There's also an extra enemy here now. Shit. That's okay. I think I'm just gonna take a stab at the boss. And since I stopped at the bonfire, it'll put me right next to it anyway. Not a big deal. Let's go for it. I think the drop will do damage to me. It does a lot of damage when you're low level. Took half my health away. And a strike takes all my stamina. A single strike. So this one, I said it would have an aura, and it does. If you're standing too close when that aura goes off, you get hurt, regardless of if you're blocking or not. Obviously, if I was a higher level, I'd have more health and it would do less damage, but what can you do? It's the same type of movesets, it's just with the added benefit of that it has the magic. But I can't really do any damage to it at this point. Anyway, kill me. Thank you. We're gonna head back down now, collect the other items, and we'll head to the second Bell of Awakening. I don't mind losing like 2,000 souls, I just came back here for the shield that guards against magic because it'll be useful in some of the areas to come. I'll stop back at the bonfire in the main area just so I have the extra Estus Flask, and I'll get the items that we missed on the way forward. I clicked the roll button, but it didn't want to roll. It's okay. The only reason I wanted to show me actually coming up here so that I could show where this shield came from that I have now. There, much better. It actually did the roll that time that I wanted to do the last time. So, unlike the way forward, it should trigger it instantly when I scroll up, right? Yeah. And it's just gonna take us back, so I'm gonna skip the cutscene. Here we are, back where we came up. I just... Okay. So, I think it's the bird that makes that noise. There's also a different possibility, and I'll talk about it later. But right now I want to stop back at the bonfire like I talked about, and then I'll go back and get the items. The bonfire for the health and Estus boss, obviously. Hello, you. So running back up here, we're gonna... So remember there was an item up here on top of the main area where we started. That's actually the key that I wanted. That would have helped me in the other area up there, but oh well. And then we're gonna drop down over here, hopefully semi-safely. But that's probably not gonna be the case. Okay, it didn't take as much damage since I landed on the chest. So, red cracked eye orb, that's for invasions. This should be the talisman. Yes, the talisman and the morning star. The morning star is a really good starting weapon once you upgrade it, and this is the homeward bone that allows me to go back to the last bonfire and rest of that. There isn't a way out of here, exactly, so you have to go... Where is it? There's a little gap here that leads down to the catacombs, which is where we'll be continuing to next anyway. Lloyd's Talisman. I think there is a way to continue forward the way we were going, but it's kind of not... It's not too useful to go there yet. We rang the Bell of Awakening, that should be the end of that pathway for now. I didn't know you could kill the crow. It let me walk on, so you certainly can. I wonder what happens if you attack it. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing that right now. What level am I? So I'm level 15. So... Underneath the Bell of Awakening. I think I'm gonna go back to the Bell of Awakening and possibly continue down, and we can come back up this way a little later. I don't have the souls to do that, do I? No, I don't have the souls to do that. Yeah, I think the best bet is just to head towards the catacombs for now. That's the only way to forward the story. I want the other Estus Flask and the skeleton. Leave me alone. Really? I wish I could jump over that very small gap. And I can't use this because of the skeleton? Yeah. Come here. So, I'm not using a specific weapon type, so this is going to come back to life even after I defeat it, which sucks, but oh well. Oh, we actually have something to do here too, because remember in the last stream I picked the Firekeeper's soul, so we can go down here and meet an NPC, and we can talk to Lord Drek about our reward. She cannot speak, but we can give her the Firekeeper's soul to reinforce our Estus Flask, which will make it heal us more. Hello.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it. I'm
Thanks.
grateful to you for freeing me. Not enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now. by the lords. Your face. Your humanity is really slipping, but there are methods. Most fools have more humanity than they know what to do with. Now, who do you imagine will make the best use of it? Hmm?
Not you.
Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
So in my original playthrough, I let Lordrick survive, thinking that this would be a whatever situation. I thought that the murky friendship thing was a little rude. He actually ended up killing this Firekeeper, is what I believe it would be. So I'm not going to do that this time around. We're actually going to kill Lordrick here and now, and we'll start.
Well, what have we here? Are you sure about this?
It's going to be a tricky battle, but you can actually get him to roll off the edge, and that'll be a way to kill him.
You leave me no choice. I was once grateful to you. But if this is our fate, so be it.
We're going to use a cheap method of killing him, leading him this way. Come on. And this is where it's really easy to fall off the ledge. For both of us, not just me. And there he goes. 1,000 free souls. And if we stop at the bonfire, we can actually collect the loot that he would have gave us if we killed him up here. So I'll stop at the bonfire and go back down immediately. It's that way. I went a little too far over. Oh, his item isn't here right now? Usually his item appears. Maybe it didn't drop. Oh well. So that's Sandalore trick, which, oh well.
Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you?
It was.
You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
Tell me more.
Ah, you're Maduna.
Yeah, hollow. Who cares?
What?
No, I already know about restoring humanity. I've explained the whole concept.
Don't try. Don't you ever think you'd bet unless you enjoy swinging about with blunt instruments?
So that kind of brought about a point that I was going to make. I think before we head to the area with the skeletons, we should probably go back and do a little bit of grinding so that we can work towards making our weapon better. That'll allow us to do more damage before we head down and try to deal with the catacombs. I know that I think there may be a way down from the first Bell of Awakening that we were at, but I'll check that out. Either way, it's back towards the same way, so we might as well go and look. No, the first Bell of Awakening was up in the tower. It's the other Bell of Awakening that has a place underneath it, sorry. We need to farm up souls to be able to continue the second Bell of Awakening, and we need up souls to level up our weapon as well. And it wouldn't hurt to try and get to a point where we have different armor than we're currently wearing, because I really hate how this armor looks. And it's low stats. Come on. I'm getting pretty good at the backstabs in this game. Dead. Hello? Come on, you two. I know the both of you saw me. So, the funny thing is, most things in this game are actually destructible. So, you can get the enemies or yourself to do some damage. Ow. Roll back. Thank you. We're gonna just go around this corner and heal. I know they'll heal if they're given the chance to. He was just standing there. I thought I might as well get it. Okay. I got their sword. I didn't want their sword. I wanted something like their helmet or any armor piece. Useless. They don't ever drop anything useful, so I'm not going to bother even picking up what it dropped. There is a semi-strong enemy that we could defeat at this point. That's down by Andre, the blacksmith that we came across earlier. And we can get some more dialogue from the Onion Knight while we're down here, I think. So, perhaps we can do that. Running up here.
Still closed. Still closed.
No? Still same dialogue. Oh well. We're still gonna go down and defeat the, hopefully defeat the stronger enemy that's down by the blacksmith. So the stronger enemy is right here. We can go to a few different areas down here, but I want to hopefully start with defeating this. I actually don't think I have enough strength because I haven't leveled up the weapon. That's okay, we can still go to a new area. So, the NPC that was in the main center told us that the Bell of Awakening that's underground is in a place called Blighttown. While we can't open the gate that has the Crest of Astora, is what it's called, we can go to a different pathway that's over here, and these enemies drop something called the Purple Moss Clump, and that cures poison. And or a bleeding effect, depending on which one it is. So is this an area with an item? There's lots of drop-offs here that have items, so you kind of just have to be aware of what you're looking for. And how far the drop is. So that thing that's glowing is called a crystal lizard. Usually if you can get them fast enough and defeat them before they disappear, they give you special materials. If you let them back on their feet, they will try to run, and if they scurry off the edge, you don't get the materials for killing them. So I got Twinkling Tantanite, is how I'm going to pronounce that, and Tantanite Chunk. An item. So now we have the leather armor set and the longbow and feather arrows. I won't be using those, but it's cool that we picked them up. So drop. Bloodstain. That means something dangerous is around here. Bonfire ahead. Some of these don't look like they're actual pathways. This is a Golden Knight, one of the ones that we came across at the beginning that I didn't want to defeat because they're powerful. I still don't really want to defeat it, but I want this item. Oh, I just about rolled past it. It's okay. So, wherever the last bonfire that we rested at, we'll end up there. Oh, it's all the way down here. I thought we stopped at the one that was down by the blacksmith. This time I'll stop at the bonfire down by the blacksmith and continue forward. I won't need to go near the golden knight this time because of the fact that we already grabbed the item. You can cause the golden knights to fall off the edge just like the other enemies, but it's a little more tricky to do it with them. Great. I'm so glad you felt the need to stab me on my way. I believe the next boss that we're going to defeat is called the Moonlit Butterfly, and it's really, really beautiful. If we didn't have to kill it, I probably wouldn't, just because of the fact that I like how it looks. And it doesn't really, you know, have a reason to die, but what can you do? I wish these pathways were a little wider too. They feel kind of precarious. And technically you can jump down a little faster than what I am showing, but you'll take a bunch of damage. It's really fun to do PvP in this area because of the fact that you can actually jump off the map in a certain area and go around the fog gates. But I'll show that in one of the later live streams. So right here we have a Hydra that's gonna fire whatever at us, and a bunch of Christum Golem Giants. You can unlock the DLC in this area, and if you have a key, you can unlock a tower that's up here, I believe, but I don't think I have the key yet. Yeah, locked. So like I said, Crystal Giants. There's a lot of items in this area that are helpful, and if you can outrun the Hydra that shoots really powerful blasts, that you can get to some of the other areas. Which we're going to attempt to do that. It's tricky, but we can. There are some areas in the game where water will kill you instantly if you touch it. This is luckily not one of them. Precariously running. And we're going to climb here. So this actually directly goes around the Gate of Astra or whatever, technically. So you would never have to use the large amount of souls that you don't have to open the gate. But there are some trickier enemies over on this side. So the Hydra, you can actually see it down here. It's really cool to look at. And it doesn't fire at you as long as you're up here. We will be defeating that later, just not now. So some of these little areas are, again, precarious. Be careful. So the difference between the Soul of the Lost and the Soul of a Brave Warrior or a Proud Knight is the amount of souls that they give you when you pop them. Obviously, a Lost Soul gives you less than a Brave Soul, and a Proud Knight Soul gives you more than a Brave Knight Soul. So there, now we went directly around the gate. The next main boss that I'll want us to defeat is Sif the Wolf and or the Moonlit Butterfly. No matter how high level you are, these wolves suck. And they're very, very deadly. just to warn you. So I'm gonna try and get out of the area that they're normally in pretty quickly. So the mushroom people do drop a specific item that's useful if you can defeat them. The big ones are really, really strong, the smaller ones are not. But they get angry at you for even approaching them, and they do try to punch you pretty hard. They do follow you though, so there's a chest there that you notice. So if I bring them over this way, just kind of walk them over, because they don't have any quick pace. If I can get it not to be stuck in a tree, right next to the chest. I can get them to completely leave the area with the chest, run back around them, and grab the chest for myself. Mine. Enchanted Ember. So embers in this game we bring to blacksmiths, and the blacksmiths are able to basically give your weapon different types of elemental stats depending on what type of embers you give them. So down there where that gate is, that's where you battle Sith the Wolf. We're not exactly ready to do that, but it's right there where that gate is across this narrow bridge. We're gonna instead go back and talk to a giant cat before we defeat a giant dog. And no, we don't defeat the giant dog for the cat, but we do have to defeat it, nonetheless. First, we're gonna get another armor set, though, that's right behind here. If you have enemies chasing you, when you come back here, they can cut you off, so do be careful. This is the Stonehelm armor set. This is a set that I use to pretty much tank the end bosses of the game, once you can wear it. So, going back, this area is cut off. I don't know what used to be here. I don't think I ever found out when I played the other games. I didn't beat the other two, I only beat this one and the DLC. But we're going to talk to Alvina.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
Actually, we proved that to be false twice, because of the fact that the lore in this game tells you that the Artorias story is very, very much true. You even venture into the past in the DLC to prove it, and in the second game, you take the fall that she talks about into the abyss, possibly even in this game, and you survive because of the fact that you have a certain item that Artorias had. And that's where another one of the bosses are for this game, called the Four Kings. Also, if you go to the DLC and reach the end boss, before going to defeat Sith, Sith is an NPC that can help you there, and it'll change the cutscene when you battle it here, in the present, depending on when you choose to battle him. Her. Whatever you want to decide. I'm going to say yes, just because of the fact that it has good implications for me.
Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
I'm going to say yes, because they'll give me an opportunity to get something that is the PvP ring for this area, and the people who are right out there won't attack me if I'm a part of her covenant.
I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant.
And I'm going to say yes.
And here taketh this ring. If thou wearest that ring, It allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsmen forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
So, we're gonna talk to her again, actually.
Ah, my hopes.
So, she won't give us anything for now. If we were to have come through the gate where we used the crest to restore us, all these people would attack me. But since I didn't, and I'm a part of the Covenant now, we're all good.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear. Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
So yeah, you get the basics.
You'll be cool hunters.
There's also a very hidden person back here. And if you interact with them and then come back to him, he has different dialogue.
Ah, did you notice that one? With sharp eyes? He is one of the clan from the east, like myself. Always slinking in the shadows. But he is a tough one. You will see what I mean.
So anything else?
Don't worry, you'll be cool.
No. Okay. So we're gonna put on the ring, actually, and begin trying to find our way through to invade new worlds and try and kill people, other online real people, so that we can gain some souls to level up. I have noticed that you can technically be summoned from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, but it does work a little better if you're in the forest where the Covenant people are. Also, the people who are like this one, that aren't up here right by her, they don't talk, they just stand there. That one started out as the same class that I did. This is a mage that casts spells at you. Really sucks. This one is the thief or rogue. Over here, I think this is actually the mage. It has a catalyst. There is a knight here, and over there, there's a very, very hidden thief that's see-through, like the one we saw up at the top. But only the one speaks to you. Don't ask me why that is. It's just how it's been. If we run directly this way, there's an area at the back where a whole bunch of these plants pop up. You can see that they look a little different than normal shrubbery. Obviously, I don't want a ton of them gaining up on me because they have really long reach, and that would be atrocious. Some of them did stand up. See, their long reach is awful, and the fact that they take up so much stamina because I'm such a low level isn't exactly great. I would have died if I was hit by bolt there. I don't think you can actually stun lock these ones the way that I normally do with some of the other enemies, but you can backstab them. Blooded Moss Clump, that prevents bleeding, just like the ring that I got that was really expensive. There. All better. The invasion thing is taking longer than I expected, and now I have to walk along this wall to make sure I know where I'm going. Actually, we're directly on the other side of the gate of Astora, and I can show that to you right here. Here is where we would have input the crest. I think we can input the crest from this side. The game's like, what are you doing? And when we leave this area, the ring changes effect. Because it searches for you from farther away, which weakens the signal. I feel like I've been waiting forever for the invasion already.
Ah, my...
I wish it would find an invasion a little quicker. It's like nobody on right now. Maybe it's my settings that are screwing things up. I'm gonna check what my settings are for network connections. Unrestricted, start online. No, I want global instead of just regional. That should help some, because now I should be able to find a match for anybody instead of just making it in the US. Might have also helped if I wasn't hollow, but that's kind of oh well. Hello, person that's watching. Just waiting to invade for a second. I'll actually do some of the invasions off stream, and then I'll come back and try to continue the live stream after, and like a part 2 video to finding the Bell of Awakening. So thanks so much for watching if you did, and I'll catch you in the next live stream.